This is what happens when you have Dagestani genetics. I'm Simon Boret, a medical student who loves MMA, and in this video I will show you 3 core genetic traits of Dagestani fighters, but mostly 5 environmental factors that turn Dagestanis into world-class excellence.
You want to become champion and now you want to say like you tired? Who cares?
The first and perhaps most significant genetic advantage lies in their adaptation. They have adapted to high altitudes of the Caucasus Mountains. That means to constant state of hypoxia. In our med school, we studied how the body responds. For most people, it causes fatigue, headaches, and shortness of breath as the body struggles to get enough oxygen. But for populations that have lived there for thousands of years, such as Dagestanis, evolution provides a powerful solution. Your body's response is to produce a hormone called erythropoietin. This hormone signals your bone marrow to create more red blood cells. More red blood cells mean more hemoglobin. It's a simple equation. More oxygen equals superior endurance, which has dire consequences in a fight. UFC fighters and athletes in general have notoriously cheated for decades by injecting synthetic EPO. But with Dagestani DNA, you have a natural system to do this more efficiently. Researchers have identified a specific EGLN1 gene. Some call it the super O3 gene.
Вы видите, как здесь тяжело дышать. Как только спускаемся, нам становится легче. Задача ведь такая: тяжело в учении, легко в бою.
This allows the body to become incredibly efficient at using oxygen without the dangerous side effect of making the blood too thick, a condition called polycythemia, which can lead to blood clots and strokes. It is, for all intents and purposes, a natural genetic form of blood doping, giving them a relentless gas tank that becomes most apparent in the championship rounds when others are fading. The second piece of the genetic puzzle is their isolation. For over 6,000 years, many Dagestani populations have remained in the same mountain valleys. Genetically, this creates something called the founder effect. When a small group of people remains isolated, their gene pool is limited. Specific traits, both good and bad, become highly concentrated in the population. Think of it as Darwinian selection in its purest form. For millennia, the traits required to survive this brutal environment, physical resilience, metabolic efficiency, and unbreakable will, were passed down and amplified. This process forged humanity that is incredibly tough and durable. If you are new here, I post value-driven content. Sometimes it goes viral, sometimes it doesn't. But I always focus on medicine and fact-check content. So if you want to get healthier and smarter, subscribe for more videos like this. And also follow me on X and Instagram for daily insights about topics you care most about. And for a very few fighters, I offer an exclusive one-on-one approach to attack your specific issues. For that, check out my Skool Community. The links for everything are in the descriptions. And now, coming back to the video. But to maintain scientific integrity, we have to acknowledge this is a double-edged sword. The same genetic isolation and in-group marriage also lead to higher prevalence of certain genetic diseases. It's a biological trade-off. Finally, let's talk about the third one, the fighter mentality. This isn't something you get from YouTube videos. At the same time, it isn't some mystical warrior spirit. We will approach it from a scientific perspective. Epigenetics and heritable stress responses. The history of Dagestan is one of constant conflict.
There is like you want this or no. There is not like 50-50.
They have had to fight for their territory, for their resources, for their very survival against countless invading empires. This pressure favors people with specific neurochemical profiles. Efficient cortisol regulation for better stress recovery, higher baseline dopamine for drive and manipulation, and a less reactive fear response from the amygdala. While no one is born champion, Dagestani genetic inheritance provides a solid baseline. Yet this powerful genetic code would be a blueprint with no builder if not for the environment.
I think it's not about DNA. I think more than blood, I think it's about mental, your brain, how you think about this.
And the system in Dagestan is brutal, efficient, and unforgiving. Interestingly, you can also make it at your home. When we talk about the Caucasus environment, it's not about what they do have, it's more about what they don't have. There is no Netflix and chill, there is no Uber Eats, There is an absence of the cheap dopamine and chronic blue light exposure that define modern Western life. From a medical standpoint, this has profound impact on their circadian rhythm and hormone regulation. Deep, uninterrupted sleep is the cornerstone of physical recovery. Period. It's when your body optimizes the release for human growth hormone, for tissue repair, and testosterone for building strength.
I sacrifice everything what I have. I will sleep, train, eat, repeat, and that's it.
Their environment enforces perfect hormonal health that Western athletes spend thousands of dollars on supplements to try and replicate. If you want to save fortune and still chase perfect health, look at my community. This brings me to a crucial point about motivation. The biggest disease of the modern world is one of excess pleasure. Lately, everyone been hating McGregor, claiming he's washed up drug addict. That may be true, but think about this. How many millions of men were destroyed by pleasure, lust, and cheap dopamine before they ever even glimpsed the peak that McGregor reached?
When you live poor life, what you need? You have motivation. You have to come out and you have to be hungry, you know? Okay, here in Dubai, everybody happy, everybody lucky. You don't need to do nothing.
The chance of such wasted potential is near zero in Dagestan. Their environment is an antidote to the disease of modern comfort. Their dopamine reward systems aren't desensitized by junk food, social media, and pee. When Makachev suggested DC to send his son 2-3 years to Dagestan, it became a meme. But a few weeks in Dagestan would actually help everyone. It's not all golden. It has a hidden vulnerability. We saw it when Khamzat Chimaev, one of the most physically imposing athletes, was nearly retired by C19.
Потому что 2 месяца болел, не выздоравливался, долго болел, и поэтому...
Why? Because the same isolation that protects them from the vices of the world leaves their immune system naive. An immune system that hasn't been exposed to global pathogens can launch a cytokine storm when faced with novel virus. It is the ultimate trade-off. Their environment shields them from modern disease, but in turn makes them dangerously vulnerable to it. So, what is the secret to Dagestani DNA? It's not just one thing. It's a rare and powerful synergy. A unique genetic heritage, selected for over 6,000 years, placed within a unique environment. The DNA provides the potential for an incredible engine. The environment ensures that engine is turned to perfection. Do you remember, as I told you, everyone can make Dagestani environment at their homes? So I have a challenge for you. Comment below with the one distraction, the one source of cheap dopamine that you are going to cut out of your environment this week. Let's see what you are capable of. And for fighters who want to transform into Dagestani champion, DM me just simply Dagestan fighter.